wondered what your favourite YouTubers are like in real life?
We'll spill the beans on 5 YouTubers who joined us on our 8-day tour here in Melbourne. Hey, I'm Clouds, I'm a guide here at Welcome to Travel.
And I'm Daryl, one of the co-founders, and we're going to tell you which YouTubers love Welcome to Travel and also what they had to say about us.
YouTubers and influencers seem to be living the dream, as their job literally takes them to some of the most amazing places in the world.
For travel, the videos are not only inspiring but super helpful, letting you see what a destination or a tour is like firsthand.
Of all the travel content being watched on YouTube, 48% are travel vlogs. And we've been lucky enough to have some of the best travel vloggers in the world join us on our tour.
So in February 2019, we had Unjaded Jade join us on our Welcome to Melbourne tour. So, what was she like?
Jade is one of the most wholesome people I've ever met. What you see in her videos, that is the exact person she is in real life. I couldn't believe how kind she was. She's highly intelligent for a 20-year-old. Something that really struck me about Jade was just her love for the environment, animals, meeting new people. She genuinely seemed so in and engaged in every single moment. And what I was really impressed by was that I hardly ever noticed her vlogging or video, like recording anything. She was always so immersed in the group and what I had to say and the new things that we were showing the group. Even though our tour is called Welcome to Travel and it tends to be more of an introduction for people into the country, for Jade, she joined us at the end of her travels in Australia. So on the Saturday night, she was genuinely flying back home to the UK. And she seemed so upset, and I understand why, because the group dynamic there was so close after the week together, but it obviously spoke words for how amazing her time was, and especially her travels up the East Coast. And I just could see by her face and her reaction that she genuinely was really, really upset to leave everything behind. So with Jade, reason why I wanted her on the tour is I was going through YouTube and a video popped up going on a gap year. This is the first time that I've seen any of Jade's stuff. And so I was watching it and she goes, oh, I'm going to Australia. I was like, no way. And then she said, I'm going from Sydney to Cairns. I was like, no, you're not. You are coming to Melbourne. Quite naively, I got out my phone, messaged her on Instagram. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get her to come to Melbourne. And yeah, so obviously that didn't work, so I was like, silly, she must have lost it. So I messaged her again and she heard nothing. I just kept trying to work out a way of how to get in contact with her, because she's exactly the kind of person that is perfect to be on a Welcome to Travel trip. I found out a way how to get in contact with her. And then we ended up having a Skype, and I got a little bit overexcited about how good Australia is, and I said, oh, what else have you got planned? And she said, nothing. I was like, right, this is what you're gonna do. I planned her whole itinerary. I was like, okay, you're starting in Sydney for New Year's, okay, you wanna go surfing, you wanna go to Fraser Island, Whitsundays, and I spoke through what would be great for her, and having seen her content before, I was able to match up exactly what she wanted in a shorter amount of time. I was like, but when you get to Cairns, you need to fly down to Melbourne to do our tour. And yeah, she was just so great, and her video of Melbourne really does it justice. And yeah, it was just really amazing having her on tour, and I'm so proud of the stuff which she's doing now.
She's so lovely, she's so lovely, she's so lovely.
Night we all chipped in and made dinner as a Welcome to Travel family. We had this amazing curry with rice, and it was so nice to just sit with everyone and chat. It's funny how much you bond, honestly.
Cheers!
I stole Daryl's hat because I just loved it. We just chilled in the park, and it was also a reunion from anyone who had ever done Welcome to Travel. I then very sadly packed up my stuff, and I had a 4 AM flight. Best people ever. Hello guys. So, it's my last full day in Australia. Saying that already brings tears to my eyes. I don't want to leave. I've literally just had the best trip ever. The people I've met it's just the people. You never want to leave the people, do you?
So many memories from that week, but the funniest one was on the second night at dinner. So we cater for any dietary requirements, or if you're vegan, vegetarian, it's really easy to eat out in Melbourne and eat on our tour. Jade being vegan and another girl, Kaylee, being vegetarian, were trying to explain to Caleb from Tennessee in the US why they chose to be vegan and vegetarian. And he could not fathom it. He didn't understand how the world could work when you couldn't eat a hamburger at McDonald's, and why you would even choose to do that. And it was the most awkward conversation I've ever been a part of. And also, I know the truth about her secret travel fling, and no, I'm not telling you anything.
In November 2018, we were joined on tour by Christianne Rissman, aka Backpacking Bananas. Now I'm going to let Cloud speak a little bit about her because she's got a mad girl crush on her. Like mad. Like awkwardly loves her.
Oh, Christy, what a babe. Massive crush on her. She loves anywhere that she goes in the world. It's very evident that she just is someone that is able to engage fully, be in the moment, and just make the most of anywhere that she is in the world. She was a big contribution to that tour group as well. I mean, we had some very loud personalities and characters in that group, and she was right up there with them. If you need a life of the party, Christianne's there for you. But what I loved, she's able to adapt. So the more quiet ones, the more introverted ones in the tour, she was able to identify with them as well and just make everyone feel really welcome. I was actually really nervous to have her on the tour because I was quite fresh in my guiding career. And Daryl likes to spring things on me the day before and basically said, hey, you've got this massive YouTube star on your tour. Good luck with that. The second I'd met her, I knew she was the most wholesome, genuine, down-to-earth person. Even though that tour was over a year and a half ago, we always keep a WhatsApp chat open and it's still very active. She has consistently been there just to add to a little meme here and there, or just wish someone, you know, happy birthday, but also provide advice, tips. She's been a huge source of inspiration for particularly Seamus. Seamus has been content creating ever since as well. I think was very much inspired by Christianne. Go follow Gay Astray on YouTube and Instagram. But yeah, I just love the friendship that formed between them as well, and I think that will be something that will continue for a long time.
So with Christy, I watched her stuff for quite some time before. So contacted her once, twice, few too many times, and she would like never engage back. I was like, I would email her, I found out her email. I even wrote a blog saying 4 travel bloggers that piss us off, just to try and get her attention, and she was in there. And to be fair, I sent it to her on Twitter, which I don't even use, and then she went ha ha ha, and that was it. In April 2018, Adam, the other co-founder, and we like wrote and created and were in a video called Things Never Said by Backpackers, and that went like batshit crazy. We got 1 million views in 10 hours, and it was us just like dicking about being around a hostel. And if you want to see that video, you can check it out here, I think, maybe. 2 weeks later, I messaged Christy going, hey, it's Daryl from Things Never Said by Backpackers. How are you? I'm in London. Do you want to catch up? And she's like, oh my God, that video is so good. Let's catch up. And we created a video of like what you should do within your first week, just like really helpful information, which you can also check out over here. After that, she joined us on tour, and from there, she's been all over. She's been to like the Philippines, she's been to South America, and she's even started off her own clothing brand. If you're thinking about going traveling, this is the kind of content which you want to be watching.
I was here 3 years ago and it was not half as busy as what it is now, but it's the place to come where street artists basically just have free reign. You are allowed to graffiti, to do street art. Would you look at that? Oh. This is beautiful. This is absolutely stunning. Amy, she got it on the wrong way. Yes, oh, good morning. We are still on Phillip Island and going for a surf lesson today. There is no other trip or tour in Melbourne or even in Australia that can give you the same bespoke, invaluable travel advice that Welcome to Travel can.
My best travel memory was when Christy said to me, honestly, this is one of the best tours I've ever been on. And I thought she was just saying that just to make me happy, because we'd only been running for 10 months then, and I was like, that's incredible. But also the most heartwarming part was, and Cloud is like the best tour guide I've ever had, like the best tour guide, and I'd have to agree, she is, but don't tell her that. Don't tell her.
Also, memory about my love Christy. She had this phenomenal party trick that she showed us on the bar crawl, but is way too inappropriate, so I can't tell you about it. Benn TK, also known as the best videographer in the world, actually joined us on our first ever tour, and it's where the bromance between him and Daryl started. By bromance I mean a one-way, where Daryl's just obsessed with him.
Ben. The man I wish I was. But Ben is honestly one of the nicest people I've ever met and ridiculously talented. He is like a wizard, like behind the camera, and his editing skills are unreal. As Cloud said, he joined us on our first ever tour and he was filming it, and what a video it came out to be. And this is his own backyard. He's from Melbourne, and he actually said to me on the tour, he goes, I didn't even know that some of these places existed. So just to show a local these areas, and he was like, this is amazing, really made me feel like we're doing something right. I can't believe he is self-taught, used to be a carpenter, and now he is the best travel videographer in the world, going to some of the most beautiful destinations, and we're so fortunate that he was able to film like our first ever video.
Can't see the stars, but we're reaching. Beautiful creature. When your heart's alone. Standing tall, shaking off the dust. Now we know what we're made of.
I saw one of Ben's videos and I was hooked. It was a video about Vietnam, and I'd been to Vietnam, but I had never seen editing like this. And I was like, who is this guy? And so I went on YouTube, couldn't really find him, and then I went on Instagram, and I was like, this is the guy who filmed this amazing video. He had like 2,000 followers. I was like, this can't be right. So I messaged him. I was in London at the time, and he messaged back, I'm actually from Melbourne. I was like, bullshit. I was like, cool, we'll catch up in 2 weeks, yeah? Problem. I'm flying to Thailand in 1 week. Are you wanting to do like travel videos? He goes, yeah, I used to be a carpenter, but I really want to get into like the travel video game. I was like, okay, give me 48 hours. I'll try and get you a video gig in Thailand. So I hit my mate, Brady. He's got a tour company in Thailand called Life Before Work. And he was able to give Ben a job for like 3 to 6 weeks, like just traveling around Thailand. And by the time I finished, I hit Ben up, I was like, hey, how's everything going? I'm in Melbourne now. How about you come back and film? His videos, he is the best travel videographer in the world. And we are so fortunate to have him, and not only just film our promo video, he also filmed another one called The Idea of Traveling, and how it all starts with an idea. And also for our latest tour, like the East Coast tour, he went down with a group of like 24 Mexicans traveling the East Coast of Australia. Most of all, like, he's just like so down to earth, and I'm like very fortunate to be able to call him a friend. I feel like if I could ring him now, he would answer. Let's try it.
Oh, hello.
He's answered.
There it is.
There you are. Look, we're filming.
Oh, you're filming me.
Cool, bro. Yeah, love you too. Yeah, love you. Love you. Bye. Bye.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you would just like to jump over here for us, please. We're going to grab one group photo before we dive the Great Barrier Reef.
My best travel memory of Ben isn't necessarily when we were traveling or on tour, it's when he sent us the final like promo video. I watched it and I just cried. It was because that was our first ever tour, and for it to go like from an idea into something which is a reality and where people can see it and feel it, it really made me feel like I was overwhelmed with emotion.
Molly, also known as Beauty Spectrum, joined us in January 2020, and I think we can all agree that 2020 has been a blast so far. She is from the north of England. I unfortunately did not get to meet her, so I'll pass it on to a fellow northerner who did.
It was great to have another northerner on tour. Now, although I wasn't her tour guide, Billy was, who's this legendary guy with a better beard than me, obviously. She loved it. She's very much like a lifestyle vlogger, and so she challenges herself, and this was probably one of her biggest challenges, like traveling solo. But before the tour begun, she had already made friends with every single person. Like, I had to mute the WhatsApp before the tour began. One funny thing that she told me was, before she went traveling, her parents were really nervous, and so she told her parents, oh, the guys who set it up are actually from England. And we're like, that's amazing. They're like, oh, they're actually from North Yorkshire. We're like, oh my God, they're actually from Scarborough. They're like, get on that tour. But we use local tour guides when you get here, so you get that local experience as well, so you get to see the best of Melbourne. She actually found us through Unjaded Jade's video, and I remember seeing her name pop up in the comments. I was like, oh cool, let's have a look what she does. And what I really like about her stuff is she's like a lifestyle vlogger. So it's not necessarily about travel or like a study tuber. She's like someone who really likes to get out of her comfort zone. And then I remember seeing on her Instagram story, oh, I'm coming over to Australia. But I remember having like a little face-to-face with her like on the phone. Cool, that makes so much sense, and obviously I want to start off in Melbourne because it's at the bottom. I can go and see Sydney, and then I can go and travel all the way up the East Coast, so it makes sense to start there. So yeah, she joined us on tour. Go and watch her Melbourne video. Yeah, it's like so insightful, and just to see like how she was with the rest of the tour. Yeah, it's like so much fun to watch.
Oh boy, I've had a few too many drinks. We went to a bar called Mill House, I think it was called, in Melbourne, and it was amazing. We had such a laugh. We also were just laughing the whole time at the meal thing as well. Honestly, there's some such lovely girls.
We were heading to watch the penguin parade, which is kind of famous on Phillip Island, but the views...
I think this is the prettiest view we've seen so far.
Oh my god, guys, honestly, it was just stunning.
Right, we're waiting for the penguins.
Yeah, this was kind of our last thing all together. Billy stood up and did a little speech, which was super cute. Honestly, I cannot get over how quickly we all bonded. I did not expect the first week to be as close-knit as this, and leaving Melbourne was really, really hard. It was just such a gorgeous city.
As I said, I wasn't Molly's tour guide, but for about 1 hour when we were doing a video, I actually brought in my little dog, Harvey. My little pug. Hopefully there'll be a little cut of Harvey right there. We were trying to do a video and Harvey just kept jumping like on the table and off the table. Molly absolutely loved him, and she's like, oh, I want him to be in all our videos. So yeah, my best travel memory, because I wasn't on tour with her, is when we did that video and Harvey just kept wanting to be the centre of attention. In late 2019, we were joined on tour by HollyGabrielle, or Vegan Holly G on Instagram. She went on quite a journey, so I'm going to let Clouds tell you a little bit more about it.
Holly probably went through one of the biggest personal transformations I've ever seen. So when she joined us, admittedly, it's a really tough thing to push yourself so far out of your comfort zone. This was the first ever time she'd been so far away from home and was going to be away for the longest period of time. And it did show on the tour. She was quite overwhelmed, taken aback. It was harder to engage within the group. I think I could just see that she was, yeah, just struggling from homesickness. And again, it's a reminder how difficult this can be. We've all been through it. To see the kind of person that she was from the tour with us to the end of her 3-month backpacking adventure was an unreal transformation. The confidence was out of this world. You could really tell she understood why people go traveling. She's the epitome of what you can learn from pushing yourself and going backpacking. I was so glad that she did join us at the start of her tour, because I just knew we could provide at least a little bit of comfort in that really crucial first week away from home. To see the kind of person she was when she left us, still quite nervous and overwhelmed, to go traveling solo, which again is the most amazing thing you can ever do in my opinion, but also one of the toughest. To see the transition of her videos, I was just seeing this unreal growth of an individual.
Holly actually reached out to us, so you can tell she's got an academic background because she did a hell of a lot of research before contacting us. And I was like, I'm more than happy to jump on a Skype with you. Let's talk about like what you would like to do. And she wanted to challenge herself every single day. But she didn't realise what the biggest challenge is, just going travelling in itself. She started off in Melbourne, she travelled the Great Ocean Road, then she went to Eyre Peninsula, all the way through the outback. She saw Uluru, then went up to Kakadu, flew over from Darwin to Cairns, did a dive course. She did one of the best dives in the world at the SS Yongala, went on to the Whitsundays, Fraser Island, and she, her trip is just insane. Watch all of her videos and that will definitely get you inspired to go traveling. But what I really liked about Holly is her honesty, and her honesty with how she suffered with homesickness. But again, that change in her, going from her first week to her last week of traveling, they're like polar opposites apart. Holly messages me and she's like, honestly, that is one of the best things I've ever done. You've honestly changed my life. And for me, that's what Welcome to Travel is all about.
We're going to Island Burger Bar for dinner. Burger time. There's 2 penguins! Oh my god! You see his little bag? 3 mangoes for $4.50 and they are huge. That concludes my first 5 days in Australia with Welcome to Travel. They are such an incredible tour guide company. I'm not just saying that, but they made me feel so at home here. Daryl, shout out to you for organising literally everything for me, and Cloud for being the most incredible tour guide.
My favourite memory of Holly, first of all, was her fear of flies. Now, Australia has some flies, so she came across a few, and she was one of those people that was so paranoid by the flies that she started doing the flail when there was actually none even around her, and watching that from a distance for a whole week was fantastic. But my biggest memory, and the one I'll never forget, is, like I said, when I saw her journey and her building in confidence through her videos as she continued after Melbourne. I was so taken aback and like proud of her that I sent her a message, and her response was unreal. She basically said she's a different person, she's so grateful for the journey that she's on, she's fallen in love with the country and wants to move here one day, and although she feels like she wants to do the Melbourne tour again with her newfound confidence and her new understanding for the benefits of travel, she understands that like everything happens for a reason and everything kind of falls into place in the end. So that is like why we're here and why being a guide is like so amazing. And just to hear her put that into words like at the end of her journey before going home was like unreal. Each person is at a different stage in their life with unique personalities, but they all agree on one thing: how beneficial travel can be and eye-opening for an individual, and we see that in their videos and how they were on our tours.
So I've got a question for you. If you were going to go travelling, which YouTuber would you like to go travel with? So if you put that in the comments below. And thank you for watching. We're going to be putting out lots more travel content as well, so if you did like this video, please subscribe somewhere. But yeah, we'll see you on the next video.